Hey, it's me. I I I don't know if you can hear this. Maybe you're holding your chest already, trying to keep it down. But I can't stop thinking about it, about you, about the way it crawls in your lungs, coils in your ribs, presses so tight you can't breathe. And maybe you like it that way. I see it, I feel it. I feel it in the hollow of your throat, in the tremor of your hands, in the tightening of your stomach. And maybe you think no one notices, but I do. I see how you carry it like a body strapped to your chest, like a shadow you can't shake, like something alive that hisses every time you inhale. And maybe it's time to stop pretending it's not there, because it is. It is everywhere, and you can't outrun it. And maybe if you just let it press in for a second, let it call tighter, let it choke you, let it scream, maybe, just maybe, you'll remember what it feels like to be alive at all. Just listen. You don't heal, not because you can't, because you refuse. Your chest convulses, ribs pressing inward, lungs threatening to collapse under its weight. The ache knows you before you do. The wound is a living thing now, lodged under your ribs, curling around your heart like a snake that hisses in your ear each night. It knows you. It claims you. You carry it with every step, every breath, every second you pretend to be alone. Healing is an intruder. In the rooms you have memorized, it asks you to move in spaces that do not yet exist, where every shadow is unfamiliar, where your own hands feel strange against your skin. You clutch the pain because it is known, because it is yours, because without it, the world feels unbearable to inhale. Pain remembers you. It does not forgive. It does not leave. It presses its fingers into your ribs, curls into your lungs, hisses in your throat. It crouches at the edge of your bed, claws digging into the floor, waiting for the moment your ribs relax. It lingers in the taste of your tongue, in the ache of your bones, in the hollow cavity where love should have been. Pain watches you sleep, its gaze burrowing into your bones, counting every tremor, every shallow breath. It waits for your fingers to graze your scars and hums at the familiar sting, the one that tells you you are alive, still capable of suffering, still tethered to something real. It presses again like iron chains. Every inhale feels sharp, every exhale a betrayal. You wake in the middle of the night, fingers pressed against your chest, as if you could hold the wound in place, as if holding it would keep it from gnawing deeper. The taste of it lingers on your tongue, metallic and bitter. A reminder that nothing you do will make it leave.
Even when you walk outside, even when the sun is warm, it follows you like a shadow that grows longer each step you take. It twists in your chest, tightening its grip with every exhale. It hisses at your breath. You are bleeding, and no one sees it. And so you worship it. You light candles for it. You trace your scars until your fingertips tremble and sting, memorizing every groove as if pain is a map to survival. You bow to its rhythm, whispering into the hollow spaces where a voice used to live, praying to gods who never glance in your direction. At least pain does not betray, at least pain does not abandon, at least pain is loyal in ways no person, no friend, no lover ever was. You press your hands into your chest while you whisper, memorizing the ache, inhaling it like air. You whisper them to yourself as though speaking them aloud could summon control. You fold them into routines, tracing scars at night, replaying betrayals in your mind, counting how many times you've cried over the same ghost. Each repetition sharpens the wound, polishes it until it gleams in the dark, until it feels alive, until it leans closer, whispers in your ear, and your stomach knots with dread. You worship it not because it is kind, but because it is certain. And maybe that is why you keep choosing it, not because it is beautiful, not because it is sacred, but because the alternative is unthinkable. Healing asks you to stand alone in a world that has never held you. Healing asks you to exist without a script, without the rhythm of knives, without the comfort of constant ache. Healing asks you to trust that light can exist unsharpened while you inhale it. So you stay. You rehearse every betrayal, every heartbreak, every knife that grazed your chest and left its mark. You carry them like sacred relics. You whisper to them in the dark. Tell them they are still useful, still necessary, still yours. And you call it home. Even when you step into sunlight, your lungs remember the sting. Even when someone smiles at you, your stomach knots, your throat closes. Every smile a threat waiting to unfold. You tell yourself it is realism, that you are protecting yourself. But the truth is brutal. You are addicted to this suffering. You are bleeding. You are still bleeding. And no one cares. You have learned to breathe, move, sleep, with it lodged, dangling, coiled around your chest, your throat, your lungs. The habit has become armor, a cage, a ritual. And even as it crushes you, you cannot let it go. And yet it haunts you. Even when you pretend to sleep, even when you force yourself into laughter, it prowls. It lies in wait behind every shadow, in the curve of every hallway, in the quiet hum of electricity in your home. It presses, coils, hisses promises of doom directly into your skull. You cannot escape, you know it, you shiver. It is not loyalty, it is possession, and possession is relentless. You can run, you can hide, you can swear you are free. But it knows every step you will take, every thought you will think, every crack in your defenses. Healing is a stranger. Peace is a language you do not speak. Happiness tastes foreign. And so the brokenness becomes identity. You are the one who suffers. You are the tragic one. You are the chest that never closes, the body that remembers every abandonment. You are heroic in your own grief, because no one ever taught you that heroism can exist without injury. The wound teaches you discipline. It teaches you ritual. It teaches you pride. You kneel to it, whisper to it, trace it, polish it, frame it in the dim light of your own silence. You let it define your days. You call it depth. You call it authenticity. Your hands tremble on your chest as you do it. Your stomach knots. Your throat tastes metal. But it is only smoke in your lungs. It is only habit. It is only the blood in your veins screaming as it suffocates you. You cling because letting go feels like betrayal. Letting go feels like erasure. Letting go is stepping into a void that might consume you. You are afraid that if you put down the pain, you will have nothing left to mark your survival, nothing left to prove you lived through it. And maybe that is why you stay. Because pain is predictable, because pain is known, because pain is the only companion that does not surprise you with betrayal. And maybe the fear of stepping into light, into freedom, into a body and life that have never been yours is greater than the pain itself. It presses, it twists, it follows your every movement, and you feel it gnawing at your ribs in the quiet moments. The world is silent while you bleed. The world does not step in to rescue you from yourself. It watches as you kneel at your altar, whispering to a wound that hungers for attention, for devotion, for endless feeding. The wound has become home. The wound has become identity. The wound has become proof. And you have become its shadow. But the wound will tire. Your chest will tire. Your lungs will tire. The echoes in your head will tire. And one day, you will wake to a quiet that has been waiting, that is empty, but full of a life you have not yet allowed yourself to touch. And when that day comes, it will feel like stepping into a mirror that shows every version of yourself you tried to forget. It will feel like betrayal, raw and trembling, because the pain that shaped you is no longer allowed to cradle you. You will feel naked, exposed, unarmed. And in that terror, you will finally understand. You never needed the brokenness to survive. The brokenness needed you. It thrived because you fed it, because you bowed to it, because you whispered to it every night and believed it was the only thing keeping you alive. But you can stop. You can put it down. You can let the ritual end. You can walk into the air you have avoided. You can breathe in spaces that do not taste like ash. You can exist without the wound marking every inch of you. And it will hurt in new ways. The silence will mock you. The empty space will ache. Your hands will tremble, shaking from a fear you've never named. Chest convulsing with the memory of every betrayal. Your lungs burn as they learn to hold life instead of injury. It will be terrifying. It will be unbearable. But it will also be proof that you are not the wound. You are the body that survives, the mind that endures, the heart that refuses to be caged. Even after you step away, even after your chest loosens and your lungs stretch with air they have forgotten, it is still there. You feel it in the silence between breaths, in the empty chairs, in the way shadows cling to corners. Freedom is not mercy. It is suffocating in its silence, searing in its emptiness. You are raw. You are unguarded. And sometimes in the quietest hours, you hear it, soft, patient, and waiting. You remember and you shiver, because the wound will always recognize you, and you will always recognize it. It is patient. It is endless. It knows your pulse, your fear, your smallest tremor. And when you finally leave the altar behind, the echo of the wound will still haunt you. You will still feel it in your chest, in your lungs, in the hollow of your hands, and you will know with a shiver that runs all the way down your spine that it was never the wound that held you. It was your devotion to it. You are free, and yet it whispers. You are alive, and yet it waits. It will never leave. It is carved into your bones, etched into your breath, tattooed across your heartbeat. You will never forget. You will never be safe. And you will remember this always. And when you finally let go, your chest is empty, but still trembling. Your lungs scream for air they've been denied for years. Your hands press into your ribs, claws digging where your heart once trembled, as if you could stop it from shattering into pieces. And you remember every night you whispered to yourself, every time you held your body hostage, every time you let the pain cradle you like a lullaby. It crawls in your chest, alive, sharp, screaming, and you gasp, clutching at nothing, shaking so violently it feels like your bones are fracturing. And it is real, and you know it now, and it is yours, and it will always be.